Hello, St. John's and friends. I am the Reverend Mitra and Josh Dufford, and I am here at St. John's today with Josh Dufford. We have the combined privilege of serving this community. It is a beautiful day today. Spring has sprung in its fullness. The only thing missing from the church right now is you, and we look forward to a time when we can be together again. One of the things that we're looking at is how we will do worship when we do get back together. And one of the concerns in that conversation is whether or not we will have congregational singing. I find it absolutely upsetting to think that we could have church, have anything called church, and not have congregational singing. The singing congregation is the purpose, is the reason, is the manifestation, is everything, everything. Church should never be about like the leadership exclusively. There is no church if there is not community. And singing in community is the heart and the soul of the church experience. I believe this to the core of my being, and I am very, very lucky to work with Josh, who I think agrees with me.
Yes.
And I know you've worked with other congregations. How is the singing experience similar or different?
Maybe some of you will find it surprising, others not, but there's no difference between singing and whatever church it is that you're singing at, or the reasons why we sing, how we sing. It's very similar.
Okay, I have to ask, why do we sing in church?
I believe we sing for a greater community. I think it's a bonding experience. I think that how we sing and our different abilities in singing is far less important than the community of singing and the feeling we get when we sing.
You know, there's a joke about Unitarians that just came to mind, which is why are Unitarians poor singers? It's because they're reading ahead to see if they agree with the words. Now that we are out of church, it occurs to me that it doesn't matter so much what the words are. It doesn't matter so much what the embedded theology is. What really matters, what really moves us is the emotion in the song, and it is the community that we are sharing that song with. It is the feeling. It is the feeling of being immersed in song. And congregational singing does that like nothing else does. So I want to like think about some of the different ways and places that we might sing. If you notice when you go to like a ball game and you have an entire stadium full of people and they're singing an impossible song like the national anthem, it still sounds good. It sounds like a ballpark of people singing the national anthem. Nobody is embarrassed, nobody is shamed. There is something that happens when you have that many people in close proximity giving themselves robustly to the song. When you go to a concert, it might be, you know, phenomenally loud, like eardrum shatteringly loud, and you can sing and shout as loud as you want, and it gets swallowed up by the sound. So I think from those we learn that if you're singing with enough people, or you're singing with enough other volume, that there's less of an inhibition. And what I find in church is that so many people are afraid to sing. And we're afraid to sing because we've been told we can't sing, or we don't want to embarrass ourselves, or I don't know. There are a million reasons not to sing in church. But the reason to sing in church is because you are part of a community, and the community, at its best, when it's strong and healthy, has an implicit promise to build you up and not to shame. So when we release that guilt, when we release that fear, and we give ourselves vulnerably to the gathered community, beautiful things can happen. I know before you started here, I asked the question, what do you say to people who say, well, I can't sing, or I'm not good enough to sing? And I think your response had something to do with everybody has a gift, and it was your job.
Yeah. Well, and it's not always about how well you sing. That's not the point. I've had choir members in previous churches before, for example, tell me, you don't want my voice, but don't we want your presence? You know, isn't it not just about the voice? Isn't it about the belonging in the community and the being a part of something that makes you feel connected to other people?
Literally, when you're singing, you're breathing together. And in traditional religious terms, that breath is the breath of life. You are participating in life, you're participating in creation when you sing in community. And actually, let me back up. Yes, that's true. But now it's important to realize that you're participating in life even if you are singing while you are alone. In some traditions, they talk about you sing to make a joyful noise. You sing for worshiping God. That's good. Okay, I have another idea, and this is my idea. The whole universe. I hope the sound caught that. There's beautiful birds singing. The whole universe is singing. Everything is alive. There are birds in springtime, yes, but there are insects, and there is the rustle of the leaves, and I can't help but to think that the sun must have its own soundtrack, and even the stars twinkle. I can't help but to think that, like, everything that is in chorus together. And when you sing as a part of creation, you are giving your voice back to creation. You are joining with the song of the universe. So it starts with you. It might extend to you and those around you, but it ends up with the whole of creation. That when we make music, when we sing, when we allow ourselves really that liberty, that freedom, which isn't dependent on being inside or outside of the house. When we allow ourselves that freedom, we participate with creation. We become an intentional co-creator with the universe. And I want to suggest to people they can do that right now. They can do that wherever you are, whatever is happening. If you are working and you are out of the house and you are tired and stressed, singing itself can be a way of lowering your stress level. It can be a way of resetting your mood and emotions. Singing can be a balm to your spirit. And if you are at home, singing can be a way to connect you to those memories and recollections. Sing the songs of your childhood. Sing the songs that your parents gave you. Sing with your family if you have family in the house. Help me out, Josh. What can people sing?
Sing anything and everything. Whatever makes you happy, whatever makes you feel good, do it.
Oh, but there has to be room for heartbreak.
Of course.
Songs, you know, music can break your heart.
Sure, it can.
So sing the songs of heartbreak too. When you do, you will know that you are not alone. So many other voices have sung these songs. And we will again. We will be together again. We will sing together again. And that is good. Until then, friends, be well.